Man, I played so much CBD today.
Mm.
I missed out on the stream.
Okay. How
But-
much did Mark get to play?
I don't know. People like seeing people not play games apparently, especially in premium. They just go, "Wow, everything's locked, everything's face down. It's crazy." So it's okay. Your turn will be next tomorrow.
Sure.
But yeah, no, we missed out on the blood, and although Different Fight kindly provided me some of the text while in chat, we get to look at the marvelous chunky boy right now. Look how chunky it is. He's he looks really fat. I don't know. It's not like he's been working out or something. It's just
No, it's just like angles. You know.
angles. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So the effect is actually quite interesting. The blood. The only time the blood is kind of disappointed, I think, has been in Vanguard Zero, because it was a Counterblast 3. Even original blood was meta for like 1 month, because then Descendant came out the next month
Yeah,
after.
that's right.
Yeah, but it actually did work against the end. And this time, I'm not sure what to think about it. It looks kind of cool. It looks very flavorful, just like CBD, compared to everything we saw earlier in
Yep.
Clan Selection, I think. Whether it's better than Vanquisher, I don't know, but I think it's much more easier to play than Vanquisher. If we look at it at Clan Selection as a point where new players can easily pick up a deck and play, you don't need to think much with the blood, you know, it's just attack front row.
Yeah, the effect is very honest. Like you don't have to plan your multi attacks. You know,
Yeah.
where like which card to bind and all that stuff.
Yeah, well Vanquish, you have to think, oh, do I have to when do I realize? So let's just go through the Vermilion, the blood very quickly, and just go through the effects. So act Vanguard Circle once per turn, Counterblast 1, and put a card from your hand into your soul, and until the end of turn, this unit gets power of plus 5,000 and plus 1 drive. And when it would attack, it battles all your opponent's front row units. If you put a Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion into your soul for this cost, this unit gets power plus 10k and critical plus 1. So you actually have to put in Vermilion into soul, you just can't have it into soul. That's actually a big point. And the next one is act Vanguard Circle cost. Soul plus 1 card with Kaiser in its card name, and this unit gets another drive plus 1 until the end of turn, and at the end of turn, deal the unit 1 damage. So, okay, this is kind of interesting. So, you actually have to soul charge of Vermilion for its cost, which kind of makes it a bit restrictive.
Yeah. And also like the amount of copies the amount of Vermilion copies that you have in your hand to use the effect turn after turn.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess like you don't need that many, because it only gives you a crit, right? Later on in the game, you probably don't need the crit anymore because
they're already on high damage.
Yeah, although the power is kind of nice, plus 10k, right?
I think the extra drive is what matters really.
Yes,
So-
totally agree. The second effect also is that you Soul Blast a Kaiser, you get another drive check, so you get hit a quad drive, but then you take a damage at the end of
Hey,
turn.
That second effect, it's not once per turn, you know.
True.
You can like stack up like all your Vermilions or like, all your rewrites and Soul Blast order and go for like a crazy 7 drive check final turn.
Yeah, and like if you know you're dead next turn, just
Soul Blast
pop
order.
yourself.
Yep, and trigger a bunch for the best.
And it does have like things where like your opponent keeps you at like no damage.
That's true.
So if you kind of know you're playing against like like a Gavriel deck who is known to just keep you at like 2 damage, you can at least pop a Kaiser, and then you confirm you can still use that first effect next turn as well. Alright, so I think that's pretty cool. The other thing is that you don't need to have a Vermilion in soul, you just need to soul charge the Vermilion. So there's nothing like you have to ride Vermilion. So it feels like the original Vermilion is just like this, became like a cost, you know? It just became this dummy card that you can throw, kind of just chuck around. It's like
I mean, with the blood, the first thing that comes to your mind is you have to play 4 of this and 4 of the old one, and the old one's not a very good ride. And this in a way gets through that problem.
Yeah, you don't have to care about it anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to ride it.
Yeah, which is pretty decent. So I actually like that part about this card. And if you eventually do have to ride that other Vermilion, then you just, well, you feel bad, dude.
I think there are like some other support cards that
Yes.
can get you around.
Well,
So-
let's look at these support cards, because the support cards are actually quite important. They were revealed in
That's
Card of
right.
the Day.
Yep.
But there are some very important ones. So
Like Grade 3 looks interesting, but it's still awkward if you write the wrong Grade 3.
Yeah.
So here we have Spark Arrow Dragon.
So this was revealed today. It's a grade 2. The effect is act on Rearguard Circle. If you have a Vanguard with Kaiser in its card name, Soul Blast 1 and retire this unit. Search your deck for up to 1 card with Kaiser in its card name, write it as a stand, and shuffle your deck. And until the end of turn, when your opponent's Rearguard will be retired, bind it instead of retiring it. This ability may only be used by a card with the same name once per turn.
That's a lot of effects in one single.
Well, it's just a big chunky card. Simple tech. It's a simple tech.
It does everything that Vermilion want you to do.
Yeah. So when we think of Vanquisher, right? We're Vanquisher gets that re-ride, so it can get 2 Excel circles.
That's right. You have to keep up with the new trend of 2 multiple markers.
Yeah. So where was Vermilion? Because when we think of Vermilion, you ride Vermilion, you go. Right? So this is where you're getting that second Excel circle. It doesn't specify whatever Kaiser you have to ride, so it fixes your Kaiser as long as you draw this, right? Yeah, as long as you have a Vanguard Kaiser, basically any grade 3, you can basically just get the blood. Right, the blood. So even if you misride, you get this, bam, you're set.
And even if you're the blood, you can just rewrite another blood and you get another Axel, all the good stuff. And I think all the grade 3 and 2 were not restricted by opponent being on grade 3.
Oh yeah, no, that is very, very true.
Yeah. So technically you can go first, multiple Axel, Soul Blast a bunch, and
yeah. So this one, you write, if you go first, you just go this, makes the second XL, which Gold Paladins or kind of, well, other decks kind of do the same thing, but bam, bam.
Instant.
5k, put up a million, 10k in a crit, pop yourself, get another drive check, and deal that. So you can actually just go ham the moment you ride.
You can Soul Blast 2 even. If you rewrite, put 1 to Soul Blast 2. Yeah. It's a bit too young.
Wow, actually, no, you are correct. That is very YOLO. So you can get 5 attacks and 5 drive checks.
5 drive checks.
5 drive
Spicy.
checks. Wow. And
I think we need to test that out.
Oh wow. Okay, that's something. That's something.
And it's hard once per turn. They learned.
Yeah, they learned about this.
There's no Wonder as a premium. Nah, okay.
So the other thing about this is interesting is it turns all your retires into binds. So that means that even on attack, when you destroy something via an attack, it becomes a bind, and that triggers some other cards. We'll go into that. I think. Zuitan? Triggers Zuitan. So Zuitan gets fat, and Zuitan's nice because at the end of the battle that it attacks it, you can suck it in, draw a card. So that makes empty column. So against things like the Chaos matchup, is also pretty good. And it triggers Rising Phoenix as well, but this one's kind of awkward.
You still get extra attacks in. Yeah,
you can. So if you think about it this way, right? If you have Rising Phoenixes, that means you're attacking with everything else first. Then you attack with your Vermilion, and then hopefully bind one of his rearguards while attacking, and then you call all of these guys out. Right? But that's kind of awkward because that's also after your trigger checks. So they just basically hit 11s, 21s, or whatever, just with a boost.
Or they might intercept or not have any front row.
Yeah. Or they could just be smart and guard one of their other front row rearguards. So the Rising Phoenix is a bit awkward, but the Zuitan is definitely something that you can play because it. Even at its worst, it draws you a card and adds to yourself.
Right. Even in the other Narukami decks, you still play it because card goes to soul and draws 1. It's just good.
And then the grade 1 we also have is Thunder Villette Dragon. So Vanguard and Rearguard Circle, when placed, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Draconic Kaiser Vermilion or Spark Arrow Dragon. Yep. From among them, add them to your hand and then shuffle your deck. And if you put a card in your hand, you discard a card. So it's not a plus, but it can search your key cards. It doesn't search for the blood, but it searches for the Vermilion, which is the cost. And you can just it's good enough.
Most importantly, it gets you the Spark Arrow Dragon. I think that card is pretty good.
Spark Arrow Dragon turns yourself into
that's your Percival, basically.
Yeah. And then it also works on Rearguard Circle. That's another thing. So that's nice. It doesn't require a cost, but that also means it's a plus. The second effect is Auto Rearguard Circle. When your Vanguard's attack hits, this unit gets power plus 5,000 something to it. So it doesn't specify hitting a Vanguard, it just says hits. So that means because of, Vermilion hitting multiple things, it could get a lot of power. Right? Let's say your opponent had 2 Excels in the front row. You smash his face, 25k.
That's plus 20k to the Thunder Villette Dragon.
Yeah, or
before triggers and all of that nice stuff.
Well, no, after triggers because that's a hit. But no, it's interesting. So this actually gets just power by itself and can make certain columns hit really big. If you come with something like Gaiban, right? This guy, this old dude.
Yeah.
Like people used to run it in Gauntlet Buster and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just at the end of the battle Vanguard attack, you give something 3k, and that your opponent cannot use Sentinels for that card's battle. So you can make something really fat, then give that card Sentinel Restrict to just kind of push damage that way as well. So, just some ideas on how to build the deck, but overall I think like people probably expect more. They're like, oh, dude, does this really beat Vanquish? I don't think we should be thinking it that way. I think this deck.
This is a different deck, and that's what's fresh about it. It doesn't need to be, another Vanquisher, right?
Yes.
And this feels like the blood. This feels like Vermilion.
True. Yes. No. You are 100% correct. So, I personally think this card is actually pretty. These cards overall are pretty cool.
That Grey 2 is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that Grey 2.
So I'll be happy to try it out, give it a go. Probably tomorrow again. With all the chaos, Ashley's, everything, the blood, Shiryuki. We got so many things to test, dude. Clan selection, 12 clans. And then 12 clans again.
Everything's playable.
Yeah. So so that's it from us. I think the blood so far is a
thumbs up.
1.5 thumbs up for me.
No, I like it.
You like
I'll
2
give
thumbs up?
Yeah.
Okay.
This
alright.
is like one of the good designs I've seen for a while.
Okay, and it's just from 3 cards as well. That's the crazy.
Yeah, and like this deck looks flexible. We can put in a lot of stuff in it.
Yeah, all the clan selection stuff. Very lean machines. Except for
Chaos.
Chaos, yeah. Well, I mean, I want more Starvaders, but...
No.
It has to balance itself somehow.
Starfaders. It's like a big mistake.
Alright, that's it from us. Thanks for showing up, and hopefully see you guys at the stream tomorrow for more testings.
See you next time.
Bye.